Hello, I'm Joanna Hughes from Joanna Hughes Solicitor Apprenticeships. I had a 25-year career as a commercial solicitor at one of the large international law firms in London, where I then co-led the introduction of solicitor apprenticeships there. I decided to leave that law firm and encourage many other law firms to introduce solicitor apprenticeships because it's such a brilliant route to qualification. I also work around the country with different patron and judge roles. For example, I'm a judge with the Multicultural Apprenticeship Awards and a patron for the Multicultural Apprenticeship Alliance. I also have judging roles with the Apprenticeship Guide and the UK Social Mobility Awards. Finally, I have a role on the UCAS Apprenticeship Stakeholder Group, which gives me loads of really useful insights which I can pass on to law firms. So, what is a solicitor apprenticeship? It's simply another route to becoming a qualified solicitor. It's exactly the same qualification that I now have of an LLB degree in law and legal practice, and also it happens to be a level 7 apprenticeship qualification too. You then have, as built-in part of the 6-year degree apprenticeship, the professional qualifying exams too, which when I practiced was called the LPC, but are now called the SQE, which you may have heard people talk about, the Solicitor's Qualifying Exam. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a solicitor apprentice or a traditional graduate going on to do professional exams. Everybody does the SQE. So as I say, it's a really uniform parity of esteem type approach. You may have heard the expression legal apprenticeships or indeed solicitor apprenticeships. Are they the same thing? Well, not quite. Legal apprenticeships is the umbrella term which comprises the 6-year solicitor apprenticeship programme, the graduate solicitor apprenticeship programme, which is 2 years following a traditional law degree, the 2-year paralegal apprenticeship, and of course on top of all of that there's the brilliant SILEX route to qualification. The 50 plus law firms that I work with in the City of London all tend to favour the 6-year solicitor apprenticeship route. As I said, that's 4 years working on a law degree, 2 years on the qualifying exam you need called the Solicitor's Qualifying Exam. To date, it has been very difficult to identify the breadth of solicitor apprenticeships, but things are changing and quite fast. The first place I would recommend looking is UCAS. Now, UCAS, as of last September, have the traditional degrees for law, but also legal apprenticeships side by side. You can see them all in one go. And as of next September, you can actually apply through UCAS. There are lots of other places to look. The brilliant organisation Amazing Apprenticeships, which does actually list separately degree apprenticeships, including solicitor apprenticeships, and then other commercial organisations such as Not Going to Uni or Young Professionals. And then of course there are the sites that have existed for a long time, Rate My Apprenticeship and the government site itself. Also, if you're particularly interested in applying for a solicitor apprenticeship in London, there is an organisation that I co-lead called the City Century Collaboration of Law Firms, which lists on a City Century website the 50 plus law firms who offer solicitor apprenticeships. You simply go to the button that says member firms, and then each of the tiles show the firm's logo, and you can click on it, see the application window and the A-level grades or the predicted A-level grades you need. So let's talk about grades. What kind of qualifications do you need to apply for solicitor apprenticeships? Well, most people applying will be doing so in year 13. So all you need at that stage are predicted A-level grades. There are a range of grades required. Some law firms ask for 3 Cs, but more usually in the City of London and other city locations, they may ask for an A and 2 Bs or even 2 As and a B, but no higher grades than that. The firms rely on their own assessment procedures. Now, confusingly, these are a little different for each different law firm, because as you will know, when you're applying for apprenticeships, you're applying through the employer's process. Typically though, what I can say is it'll start off with an online application. There may be some kind of psychometric test. There will almost certainly be an online application where you may have to do a little video presentation or answer some questions to see if you're suited to office life. Then there'll be something called the assessment centre. All that really means is some test questions and perhaps an interview. Most law firms don't use CVs anymore. That's seen as old-fashioned and potentially biased. So why choose to qualify as a solicitor through the solicitor apprenticeship route rather than the original university route? Well, there are a number of benefits. First of all, you get to start your career earlier. That's of interest to anybody. You get to learn earlier, you get to get work experience earlier, and crucially, you get to build your network earlier. There's also the benefit of no student debt. Estimates of what student debt can be at the end of a 3-year law degree vary, but it's around the 50,000 mark. That's a lot of money for anybody. If you choose to be a solicitor apprentice, your employer pays your student fees, plus you earn a salary from day one. So, for example, if you leave school in year 13 and start straight away in the September after, or a few weeks after you've got your A-level results, you could be earning £25,000 immediately. Most law firms pay in years 5 and 6 the same kind of salary that their traditional trainees earn. That could be 50 or 60,000, or it could be less outside London. But regardless, it's a very sizable salary. And of course, it's worth mentioning that at the end of the 6 years, you could, depending on where your office is based, be earning a 6-figure salary. So you've heard the theory, but what we really want to hear is, what's the solicitor apprentice experience? I have with me today 2 solicitor apprentices from the brilliant law firm DLA Piper.
I'm Lottie Harper and I'm a solicitor apprentice at DLA Piper since September 2023.
My name is Atit Ati. I've been a solicitor apprentice at DLA Piper since September 2023.
So I found my apprenticeship on Rate My Apprenticeship. The application process was probably one of the easiest ones in terms of solicitor apprenticeships. It was quite a simple process, just initial application and then a phone call interview and then the assessment centre, and that.
So I found my solicitor apprenticeship through Googling solicitor apprenticeships in Birmingham. I came across the early careers website for DLA Piper, and I found interestingly it was the only one that had been advertised fully. I found other firms hadn't really advertised it as well as DLA Piper did. It was sort of tucked away in a corner of the website, so it was nice to see how DLA advertised their solicitor apprenticeship. Similar to Lottie, the application process was the same. Fill out some online questions about yourself, why the firm, etc. And then telephone interview, and then the assessment centre.
So I took a year out in between sixth form and my apprenticeship, and I worked in retail for a year, and that definitely made me want to continue working, but equally I really missed learning, and that's why I realised that an apprenticeship would be a really, really good route for me, because I would get to learn and develop, but also continue being independent, earning a salary.
So I chose a solicitor apprenticeship for myself because it just suited the way I learn a lot better. I found in school that I learned better practically, and I really wanted to go into full-time working. I wanted to get a big network from the start. I wanted to have some independence, and it made more financial sense for me instead of going to university full-time. I could save money, stay at home, still have similar experiences, so it was just the right choice for me.
So a typical day for me, I come into the office and we have breakfast with our colleagues. We're really lucky that we have such a social, really nice office. I'm currently in my real estate seat, so tasks for me are mainly research tasks, a lot of admin work, forms. I've got a lot to do with the land registry as well, and yeah, just learning on the job.
Likewise, get in early, have a bit of breakfast, get warmed up for my day. I'm in litigation and regulations, so that involves a bit of legal drafting, research, helping other associates with their cases, sometimes phoning different courts and stuff like that, just a mix of stuff. Coupled with that is the studying, so one day in the week I'm at home studying at the University of Law for 4 years to qualify to do the SQE from the 2 years. So that involves doing some courses, some lectures, written exams, oral exams. So there's a nice range.
We're also given a skills coach at the University of Law, just to kind of help us with studying side of it. Obviously it is difficult with working as well, but it's definitely doable, and it's been a really good start so far.
So one of the benefits of a sister apprenticeship is the exposure you get to different social events. It's nice to be able to mix and have time to socialise with people of different age groups, different backgrounds, different work experiences. It's really nice to be able to mix with other people in the office. I think the highlight of last year was definitely the Christmas party.
Yeah. It
was nice to see everyone dress up nice and have a really good time together. Looking towards the future, there's the Legal Apprentice Society, which would be a great thing to get involved in the future.
Another benefit is the salary. Obviously we have enough money to pay for our own social life and have a really good social life. So that is something that we've definitely been doing and that we'll continue to do over the next 6 years.
Yeah, and if you're concerned about missing out on the university life, you can always go on a weekend and go and visit your friends who are at university, and you can probably pay for their lunch.
Still get that experience.
Yeah, definitely. So I'd say the best part about the experience for me is definitely getting a bit more independence. It's nice to be able to be a bit more financially independent from my parents. It's nice to be able to commute myself to work and organise my own time. I felt that school was perhaps overly structured, so it was nice to be able to go into a working environment where my time is my own and I can sort of get on with my tasks as I need to.
I think one of the highlights for me, it sounds like it's all gone downhill from here, but it hasn't, was probably our induction. We had a really nice induction where we met our cohort, other apprentices in London and Leeds and Manchester, and yeah, that was really great. We've got a lot of support we've got an apprenticeship manager, we've got a skills coach, we've got a supervisor, we've got a business sponsor, we've got buddies, other apprentices who are there to give us advice. So yeah, it's been a really nice process so far.
The whole DLA early careers team are really lovely, really supportive.